What's up, guys? Today we are talking side imaging. Today we're going to continue the Sonar series. You know, we've already talked about mapping, we've talked about 2D sonar. Today we're going to talk about side imaging. You know, again, this is an ongoing series. There's so many things you can talk about, so many different features. Today we're going to keep it basic. I'm going to explain to you guys side imaging, how it works, what you're looking for, and how you can apply it to your fishing and put more fish in the boat. So what we're going to do, we're going to idle along this rocky point right here. We're going to idle through. You get some screenshots. I'll show you what we're looking at, and I'll go over some of the features and some of the things that you can adjust to get a clearer picture. So what is side imaging? The easiest way to explain it is it's sonar shot out the left and right side of your boat, and you're getting a clear picture of what is going on outside, left and right of your boat. So how does this help your fishing? How does it better fishing? For me, side imaging allows me to scan a larger area quicker. I can find the key areas, the key spots that I want to fish. It helps me find fish. You know, this is side imaging. It shows schools of fish. It shows individual fish. It shows pretty much everything that's down there. This unit, the Humminbird unit, now has the mega imaging, which is super clear. It's almost like picture perfect images of the bottom. It's really cool when you can find sunken boats and foundations and stuff like that. But all of that stuff you can find, you can waypoint it and go catch fish off of it. Instead of looking at a little sonar beam below the boat, now you can scan out the sides of your boat and see all around you. So side imaging, you know, these new units are super clear, but the best way in my mind to explain how this is all working, how the sonar is working, how the beam's working, and what I'm seeing, I picture two flashlights being shot out the side. And just like at nighttime, a lot of times the shadow actually gives more detail than the bright white light in your face. So when you're side imaging an area, always pay attention to the shadow, the dark spot on the back of whatever you're seeing, because that is the sonar bouncing off the face and coming back and reading at the unit. So like right here, we got a rock wall. You can see the base right here, and this is actually really hard to read because this wall right here is actually bait. It's like 25 feet. You can see right here on sonar, it's like 25 feet of solid bait. Out here you have a mud flat. But you can see how right now I'm scanning 100 feet out to the right and 100 feet out to the left. So I'm scanning 200 feet to the left and right of my boat. So if there was a rock pile out in the middle of this flat out here, I'd be able to see it. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. I'm gonna zoom in. So right here, what you have, this is all bait fish. You see these little white dots that are bigger than all the other stuff? That is a large school of fish moving this whole school of bait. So what you can do, you can put a waypoint right there. Now on your front unit, you have a waypoint. You can drop your trolling motor and go vertically fish over those fish. Those fish, what we're looking at, those fish are 25 feet out the right side of the boat. My boat icon's right here. You can see I got 25, 50, 75, and 100, and I can adjust that smaller or wider. But you can see right now, normal 2D sonar, I wouldn't see those fish because they're 25 feet out to the right of the boat. But with side imaging, it allows you to see a lot more of the picture. Another thing, the brighter the return, if you're hitting a rock or you're hitting something, say you're on a mud flat and all of a sudden it turns white or it's brighter than everything around it, that is a difference in density of the surface. That is a harder surface. Another thing you can do is adjust how wide you're viewing. You know, right now I'm looking at 100 feet to the right, 100 feet to the left. So a 2-pound bass or a 4-pound bass is gonna look tiny on this graph. So what you can do, you can actually adjust your Let's drop it down to 50 feet. Okay, so we're in an area with just a ton of bait. And that's what's been going on Clear Lake lately. Everywhere you go, there's these giant globs of bait. So I'm gonna kind of scroll through some of the screenshots that I've taken, different locations, different parts of the lake, and I'll kind of show you guys what we're looking at. So these new units are phenomenal. You know, like I said earlier, a lot of times when you get a reading, a white streak or a reading of the pulse bouncing off the item and coming back to the boat, a lot of times you get more detail from the shadow. So here we're actually, this was in like less than 10 feet of water. We were in like 6 feet of water, and these were carp swimming by the boat. What's cool about this, I think Matt and I have talked about it in other videos, I've never used side imaging as a tool when I was not moving, when the boat was not moving, but this was actually shot at an entrance to a creek channel, and I could sit there and watch the fish go by the boat, and I could tell which direction they were swimming based on the location. All right, right here, here's a really cool shot. You can see right here, this is a rock point. We're in almost 20 feet of water. Got a rock point out here, you got some chunk rock out here, but over here, you have a sunken boat. Little zoomed in picture of the boat. Here you go, here's another one. We're in less than 7 feet of water, between 20 and 30 feet. There's an outline of a sunken boat. Another sunken boat. Fortunately in Clear Lake, we get quite a few of them. So that is side imaging in a nutshell. In the past, you had to pay a fortune to get a top-of-the-line unit that had it in. Now there's so many units on the market, entry-level markets, that have side imaging built in, and it just makes fishing easier to locate the areas to fish. You know, your points, your island tops, your grass lines, the actual fish themselves. When you can scan, when you're out fishing, you can look down at your unit and see that the fish are 50 feet to the right. Now you know that's where you need to go. You know, with traditional 2D sonar, once they were out of that cone, once they were off that graph, you couldn't find them unless you got over the top of them. So in a later episode or a later video, I will talk about different frequencies and how to adjust them and see different stuff, but I wanted to keep it really simple, just kind of show you guys some screenshots and kind of show you guys a little bit about the side imaging. But if you guys have any questions, please leave those down below in the comment section, and I will try and get to those. Again, don't overthink it. These units today, like I said, even the entry-level units have top-of-the-line side imaging, and it's the way to go if you're going to be fishing a lot from a boat. Down below in the video description, I'll link to some of my favorite units at different price points. You know, some of these things get pretty pricey. You know, technology is always changing, but there are some great units that don't break the bank. So we'll link those down below as well. But again, if you guys have any questions, leave those down below. Remember to hit the like button if you like the video or you learned something. Subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you guys. Have a good day.